Hello, Coach.
Hello.
We'll go ahead and get started. First question, Mark Berman.
Hey, Stephen, can you give us the word on Christian and Danuel?
Yeah, they're both scheduled to play and start.
Will they both be on restricted minutes?
Yes, they will.
What does it mean to have both those guys? I mean, it's an obvious question. Have both those guys back?
Means a lot. I mean, it's obviously we haven't won a game since Christian went out, so it's great to have him back. We'll be able to be a little bit more versatile on the offensive end, be a little bit more versatile on the defensive end, have a little bit more depth. We shouldn't expect too much in limited minutes, and he hasn't played in a game in forever, but it's great to have both guys on the floor. And they're both proven veteran players who can help us win a game, which is great.
Brian T. Smith.
Stephen, I know that this predates you, but the Rockets and Warriors were maybe the NBA's best rivalry for years. Just wondering, what are your memories watching from afar, those two teams going at each other? Western Conference Finals, Steph Curry, James Harden, Chris Paul, on and on and on. Watching that from afar, how good was that rivalry from your perspective and for the NBA?
Well, it was great for the NBA, and it really was like the precursor to how teams are playing now.
Yeah.
Pace and space and shooting all over the floor, and I mean, immense ball handling, passing talent. Both teams just had so much versatility. I think that was like one of the beginning stages of switching everything, and a lot of the things that we do today kind of came, I don't know if they necessarily came from that series, but that kind of matchup between those two teams and the way that the style that they played really is very similar to how most teams are playing right now. So super competitive, an injury here or there changes the whole scope of the NBA. And from my perspective, it was really cool stuff to watch, although I wish I were there instead of watching on television, but it was definitely a changing of kind of how the game is played and has carried on.
Michael Shapiro.
Hey, Coach. Obviously the injury situation has been pretty difficult for your team, but has there been any benefit to being able to see a pretty large group of young guys and see how they handle the experience?
Yeah, I mean, for those guys to get big minutes and NBA games, and having to guard some of the best players and learn some really intricate stuff and be put in situations that they probably haven't been in before is good for their growth. I mean, good for the growth of our team and good for our future. So as far as our depth is concerned, as these guys kind of start coming back, that experience that they have gotten over the last handful of games will definitely be beneficial for them and for us as a group. And we're still injured like crazy. I mean, we don't have John, we don't have Vic, we don't have Eric tonight. So, it's still on KP to kind of run the show, and it's on Mason to come in and give us some minutes, and it's on Jay Sean to give us some minutes handling the ball. But, as we get guys back, we'll be able to kind of define roles a little bit better, and it'll be easier for those guys to play. Right now, it's pretty tough to come in and not know, whether you're going to be playing a lot or a little, or am I going to have the ball in my hands most of the time, or am I going to be playing with another primary scorer? And now we have Christian in the fold, and that just changes things a lot more. So, once we kind of get solidified, it'll be better for those guys. But to answer your question, yeah, it's great to have those guys play and play well in the minutes that they've gotten.
Adam Spolin.
Hey, Stephen, can you say how many minutes that you are planning on using Christian and Daniel tonight?
No, I'm not gonna say that.
And you had Steph as a rookie. Just do you have any memories that stick out the most from being around him back then?
So many. I mean, so there was one game in New York where he was a rookie and he was playing every game, and he didn't play at the Garden his rookie year until the last 4 minutes of the game. So he sat the first 44 minutes of the game, and the crowd was going crazy because if you remember, they wanted to draft him. So the crowd was going crazy, and Steph was so, disappointed that he wasn't getting a chance to play. And then he finally got in the game. And the next season, or maybe a couple seasons later, he had 55 or 50 at the Garden. And I texted him. I was like, a little different than your rookie year, right? He texted me back just laughing, yeah, I've come a long way. But yeah, so many little moments with Steph, just, in the gym or at my house or whatever. And we did the 2-ball dribbling drill initially, and he was not great at it. And then now people are coming to the games early and watching it, and it's a big deal. It's so cool to see the progression, and it really couldn't happen to a better human being. He's one of my favorites that I've ever coached, and it's just great to see good things happen to good people.
Jonathan Fagan.
Just following up on your comments about the young guys, when you've got a few more veterans back, John and Victor, I guess maybe on Friday, how do you balance just playing the rotation the way you want it to be, but maybe still wanting to get especially the really young guys, to continue to get minutes? Not a problem you've had lately, but do you have a plan on that?
Yeah, I've kind of been working through it a little bit, jotting down some notes and trying to figure out how it all kind of comes together. And I don't really have a good answer for you yet, but I will say I'm working on it, and I am attentive to the fact that I want those young guys to play, and I want Kevin Porter Jr. to be on the floor, and I want KJ Martin to be on the floor. So, yeah, I'm going to figure out a way for that to happen. They obviously won't get the minutes that they're getting right now. I mean, KP played 40 minutes last night, and KJ played in the 30s last night, and it won't be like that. But finding the balance between those guys getting sufficient minutes with, the veterans who are the, leaders of our group, getting their sufficient minutes and touches and all that stuff is going to be something that I'll have to negotiate and work on. But that's a good problem to have. That's a lot better problem to have, as opposed to we only have 8 guys and these are the 8 who are going to play, and we're going to have to play 40 minutes with each guy. So I'll take it.
Thank you.
We'll take 2 more. Kelly Eco.
Hey, Coach, you kind of talked about Kevin Porter Jr. How has the support system been so far? You see him talking to John on the sideline, see him talking to you and the coaching staff. How has that been for him in the first couple of games he's been back with the team?
I think it's been good. We've been in constant communication. He has done everything we've needed him to do. I think the situation of him going to the G League bubble helped, and then he really knows that we care about him. We care about him as a basketball player, but we care about him as a person as well. And it's a daily process. Trust isn't built in just a day or a week. It's built day after day, week after week, month after month. And it seems like it's going in a pretty good direction. You probably have to ask him. But for him coming in, and it's been a pretty good start, whatever. He's playing 40 minutes a game and getting a really good opportunity, and we have a lot of trust in him. So, there's going to be ups and downs and conversations to be had and stuff, just like every other player, but we are making sure that for all of our young guys that my door is always open and there's a support system around them that can help them be successful on and off the floor.
And last question, Mark Berman.
Stephen, so Danuel, Christian Wood, Kevin Porter, Jayshawn Tate, who's your fifth starter?
Sterling Brown.
Sterling Brown. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Coach.